Make sure it's recorded. Awesome.
Alright guys, so if you're not already pull up Google Classroom under Miss Community's class, and go to, there will be a note sheet. You can see the heroes versus villains thing, we're going to do that at the very end. Everybody there? Okay. So everybody knows what an argument is, correct? Okay, so I want you to think back to your last argument you had with your parents, one of your friends, or a teacher. Now, when you had that argument, we all know that arguments have two sides, correct? There is the claim, and then there is the counterclaim.
Sorry.
You're good.
There we go.
Okay, so what is a claim, and how do you support it? So your claim is a statement that is arguable, and is used to support or prove the argument. This should always be the first line of your paragraph if you're writing toward an argument, so that it is known what your position is and the point you're arguing. And make sure you only argue 1 point per paragraph if you are writing an argumentative piece. Now, to support your claim, you need supporting evidence. Supporting evidence requires research, and it always needs to be factual because you want to back up what you're saying 100%. And it should also be objective, meaning that your research shouldn't take a direct standpoint necessarily behind what your argument is, but can be used to support your argument. And this leads into counterclaim. So a counterclaim is a counter-argument that your audience may say to disagree with you. Counterclaims are an important part of writing an argumentative essay, because as you're writing, you want to think about what your audience is going to say toward your argument. Are they going to agree with your point? Probably not, most likely. They'll have their own opinions that you need to think about to help sway your audience. You have to come up with other ideas toward a counterclaim. So acknowledge their points of view, show that you're knowledgeable about your topic, and gives you a chance to explain your position on things. So a counterclaim is the opposing argument, and this will be the topic sentence of your counterclaim paragraph if you're writing an argumentative piece. So how we use the counterclaim. Your job is to acknowledge the counterclaim, give reasons or explain the counterclaim, and disprove the counterclaim with a rebuttal. And so this is how you would normally start off a counterclaim. The opposing view is that some people think, some people may say, one might object here that, or it is true that. You're always going to follow that with the argument. So this leads into a rebuttal. Your rebuttal is your comeback. This is how you will shoot down the disagreement and bring them back to your side, or at least so they can see your side or your argument. So basically it's your way of saying, no, you're wrong, and here's why. And the rebuttal is another supporting reason why your point of view is correct.
Which you all are really good at doing. Remember.
What?
Rebuttaling. No, you're wrong. Like, you have to see it from my point of view. You're good at this. You might not know the word rebuttal, but you're good at this. You have no idea, but you are.
And like I said in the very beginning of this, using supportive evidence for your claim, you also want to do that for your rebuttal as well. This is a quote, you might paraphrase something, or a summary, and you always want to have a citation because you want to back up what you're saying. So here's an example. So claim. Although they are traditionally seen as a distraction, students should be able to use cell phones in school because digital literacy can be used for educational purposes. So a counterclaim to this would be students should not be able to use cell phones in school because they could be used to communicate during a test sheet. So you want to come up with a rebuttal, and you want to have evidence to firm that up. So although there are risks associated with allowing students to use cell phones in school, with proper regulations, like collecting them on test day, the benefits outweigh the risk.
That's right.
So now, when you write your argument, you're going to mix it all together. Here's another example, but I have it color-coded so you can see the points in action. So you've got your counterclaim, a reason to support your counterclaim, and a rebuttal with a citation. So there are those who claim that technology is making people less creative. That's the counterclaim. Now your support for your claim is they say that computers and cell phones make us lazy, and we don't think or create for ourselves. And then you come in with your evidence. However, according to Compute Magazine, computers and cell phones offer multiple creative outlets. Using technology once can design a web page, create art, write a story, or even a novel. And then you've got the citation below. It says Compute 2015. That's to back it up even more so. Remember, treat this like a regular body paragraph when you're writing. You need examples and explanations. Your argument is only as strong as the evidence you use to support it. Every example and explanation must prove the counterclaim flawed or wrong, and use transition words like however, although, in contrast, and conversely. So how are we going to use it? Go ahead and pull up the Heroes versus Villains document. And if you guys didn't get any notes, or didn't get the notes, we can go back through and pull the slides up. So on the Heroes versus Villains document, can you pull that up?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to take everything we just went over, and you're going to write argumentative claim. So you're going to start by picking a hero. It could be anybody you can think of in books, Harry Potter, Batman, Superman, whoever you all want to choose. And then you're going to think of reasons why this character would argue that he or she is superior to their enemy, or their person who counters them. Then think of arguments the opposite character would make about why he or she is superior to that character. So you're going to try to figure an enemy, and you want to come up with a reason why they would think they are better than your hero. And then you're going to prove these reasons wrong with a rebuttal from the standpoint of the hero. The more creative and relevant your idea is, the better. You may use any of the characters I have listed below, or come up with your own. Just make sure it's school appropriate. It can come from a book, comic books, TV shows, video games, whatever you want to do. And then just scroll down. There is an organizer to help you get your thoughts together. You've got characters, your claim, your counterclaim, and rebuttal. And then you're going to use this below. There will be the prompt for what you're going to write.